We are Legion.
What's up, YouTube, and welcome back to the Legion of Comics. I'm Mark, and we've got a big week for comics coming up. And let's take a look at some of these titles and what's going to be in my pool box for the week of February 3rd, I think. So let's check it out. So if you haven't already, be sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Since my last video, I have passed 400 subscribers. I was hanging out with Southern Comic Geek on his channel earlier tonight and picked up a few more subscribers from his viewers. So I'm at 402 subscribers as of filming this. So this coming week, I will be announcing the next giveaway. So you don't want to miss out on that. It will be limited to subscribers. So if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button and ring the notification bell before you leave so you don't miss when I put that new subscriber video up. So I'm really excited about that. Thank you, everybody who has checked out my content and subscribed. And if you haven't already, be sure to check out my Instagram page. And you can also follow the Facebook page. It isn't quite as active as I am on Instagram, but I try to keep up with comic book content, articles, and about upcoming series and whatnot on there. So it's a pretty interesting and entertaining, and there's some stuff that I've noticed for the first time that before I heard it from anywhere else that I saw on Facebook. So I try to peek in there every now and then so I don't miss out on stuff. But looking ahead at February 3rd, 2021, of course, it's the next week and the next installment for Future State. So let's go ahead and look at what titles from DC are going to be in my pool box for this week. So first up, we have the next Batman, issue number 3 from John Ridley. So from the look of this cover, it seems like that Tim Fox might be facing off with Peacekeeper number 1 in this issue. We've seen him make numerous appearances throughout other titles with Nightwing, and I know it's going to lead to his appearance with Bruce Wayne at some point. So I'm excited to see how this develops and gets us there. Next, we have one that I'm very excited about. We have Future State Wonder Woman issue 2, and this is the Yara Flor Wonder Woman. That last issue, we saw her head down to Hades to go rescue one of her sisters. And right when we get there is pretty much where that issue ended. So I'm excited to see how she goes moving through Hades to go rescue her sister. I've been really intrigued and impressed with Yara's appearances throughout the Future State. She's definitely cemented herself as her own Wonder Woman, and I've really been enjoying it. Next from Future State, we have Swamp Thing issue number 1 from Rom V. That first issue was fantastic. It's set in the year 4500, total post-apocalyptic. We have Swamp Thing looking for any piece of humanity, not having any luck. So he created kind of his own version of it with other creatures of the green. Then it looks like, I think it was Arcane that made an appearance at the end of the last issue and had a big spoiler where they had Obsidian chained up and they were using him for an energy source. So I have no clue where they're going to take this. I'm really excited to see. And Rom V did a great job of kind of writing in his own style, but kind of in the same tradition of Alan Moore's run on it, which is just an epic run of Swamp Thing. If you haven't checked it out, go back and look at it. And if you're not picking up Swamp Thing, definitely consider it. Next up, we have Harley Quinn issue number 2, written by Stephanie Phillips, and the art is by Simone DeMeo. And I picked this one up, and initially I left it on the shelf, but I went back and picked it up to see how DeMeo does with artwork. It's not in space. DeMeo did a run on Power Rangers as well as We Only Find Them When They're Dead, and I love the artwork in it. It's definitely unique, his own style, but this was an interesting series. It looks like Jonathan Crane, formerly known as the Scarecrow, is working for the Magistrate, and he's using Harley Quinn to lure out other vigilantes, villains, or masks, and with an end result goal of trying to get to the Black Mask. And it looks like the Black Mask has had it and is coming for them, so we'll see how it all plays out. Next, we have Future State, Superman of Metropolis, issue number 2. So this one's by Sean Lewis, and it was cool. This is the earliest timeline-wise that we're getting Jonathan Kent as Superman, and he's definitely rough around the edges. Decisions on the fly are not his forte. Metropolis was in trouble in that first issue, and this natural response was to shrink it like Kandor. And Kara did not appreciate that decision, and it looks like they were coming to blows. And this is all kind of being orchestrated by a new level kind of Brainiac. So it was enjoyable. It was kind of a run-of-the-mill Superman story, but the most appealing part to me was just kind of seeing Jonathan's character differences versus Clark's character differences. And he, of course, like all the other characters, he's appearing in numerous titles, but this is the earliest one timeline-wise. So this so far has been the most rough around the edges. Like reading him in the Superman Wonder Woman team up, he was a little bit more refined, and reading him in the Justice League book, he was a lot more refined. So I'm going to really look forward to picking this one up myself. And then one that I'm definitely most excited about is Future State Flash issue 2. And this one is being written by Brandon Vietti. I might have butchered that last name, hope not. But we find that the Flash family is depowered. Wally West is possessed by Famine, one of the riders of the apocalypse. And Barry's happened to lean into his science knowledge to see if he's going to be able to be fast enough without the Speed Force to save Wally. We've already seen the death of Jay Garrett, the death of Bart Allen, the death of Wallace West. This one's tied into the Teen Titan story that's going on, as well as has roots with the Shazam story that takes place a couple of years past this. So I'm excited to see how this is going to play out, to see if they can stop Famine or if it's going to bleed over into a conclusion in the Shazam title. And also from DC, but not a Future State title. And this has popped up on my new comic book day list twice already. But this is the third time they're soliciting it, and it's Hellblazer Rise and Fall, issue number 3 from Tom Taylor. This has been great. It's a prestige format Black Label book. It's oversized, which gives the artist a lot more room to work with. It has hit all the different check boxes for Constantine. He's smart. He's inconsiderate. He's a jerk. And it's got some humor, some really dark stuff in it. It's really gory at times. Definitely a mature read. It's only a 3-issue limited run, and this is the finale. So if you haven't checked it out, if you like Tom Taylor, if you like his stuff on Deceased, or if you like the stuff he's doing over at Boom Comics with Seven Secrets, or if you're a fan of his work on the New 52 stuff with the Earth 2 characters, definitely check this out. Like I haven't found something of his that I haven't thoroughly enjoyed yet. Like he really is just a good, well-rounded writer. And if you read Deceased, you already know he knows how to work with the character Constantine really, really well. So definitely give this a shot. It's really cool. And this is the cover B that I'll be picking up. So for this series, I just kind of picked up the cover Bs across the board. It's kind of just worked out that way. So next, coming from Marvel, and it will be my only Marvel pickup for this week, or guaranteed pickup. I always never know until I get there and look at stuff, but this is the only one I know for sure just from looking at the solicitations that I'll be getting, and that's Immortal Hulk issue number 43 from Al Ewing. So it said that this series is going to end at issue 50. That breaks my heart. I've loved it from the start. It's had a slight down moment around issue 26 through 28, but it bounced right back. So with 50 creeping up on us quick, issue 43 is kind of, excuse me, going to start leading us up that hill to the big finale. We had Henry Gyrich trying to lead Gamma Flight. That backfired. They're all disbanded. We have Joe Fixit, the steering wheel of Bruce Banner. We have the Hulk suck blow all with numerous ones of his personality, with the leader pulling all kinds of strings. So Gyrich calls in the UFOs to go after Banner and to kill him for good. He has a weapon that is said to actually be able to kill him. So we're going to see how it plays out. And of course, we have beautiful, unbeatable cover art by the legendary Alex Ross. Just look at that. Look at the reflection of the Hulk right there on him. It's amazing. If you haven't been reading the series, I don't know what to tell you. You've missed out on something great. It's not too late. Go back, pick up some trades for it. Check online. You can get a lot of the back issues for a good price. A couple of the issues have stayed pretty high. That number 1, of course, the number 2 was the first appearance of Dr. Fry, and he's just reappeared. So maybe that'll pick back up some more steam. So you might want to check on it sooner than later. So we'll see. But definitely don't do yourself the favor and read this series when you get a chance. So next, from Image Comics, we have Firepower, issue number 8 from Robert Kirkman. I'm ready to see this series get moving. I've enjoyed it so far. If I have any complaint, it's just that it kind of goes too fast. There's really not a lot of content in each issue, but it's definitely fun. It's just a feel-good comic. As adult-oriented as it can be sometimes, it's just a feel-good comic. Sam, I just blanked the name, but the artist on the book, Sammy or something like that, it does a phenomenal job. A lot of thick black lines. The panel-to-panel work is fantastic, and I highly recommend it to anybody. Next up on my list from Ablaze, I have The Frost Giant's Daughter, issue number 3, and this is actually written by the original writer, Robert E. Howard. He is credited with all the writing in this book because they're just taking the original Conan stories and just putting them in comic book format. So it's uncensored, unedited, unrestrained, true to form Conan. If you're a Conan fan, if you think you're a Conan fan, you have to be picking up the Sumerian series. So this is the 4th miniseries they've done. They include the original stories in the back as well, so you can read it in its original style or in the new comic book style. They've been great. I don't know what else to say. Ablaze has really knocked it out of the park with this. So next up on my guaranteed pool is a new series. It's an issue number 1 from Image Comics called Deep Beyond. Now, I will not be picking up this cover A for my LCS, but I have pre-ordered the John Jiang variant. So I'll definitely check it out. I'll give it a read. I'll see if it's something that I'm interested in continuing to read. But I do follow his art. He's like pretty much the only artist that I just get all of his covers when I get the chance, and I try not to get behind on him. But this one really was like his specialty. You get monsters, mechs, and death. Like he's just doop, doop, doop. Got it, got it, got it. So I was quick to jump on that one. It is a Virgin variant. There was a printing error at Image Comics where they didn't make any trade dresses. So there's Virgin variants were very affordable compared to having to buy a set normally. So I'm excited to add that one to my John Jane collection, as well as I will read it to give it a shot to see what it's about because it seems very interesting, very Lovecraftian possibly. So we'll definitely give that a good check out. So that's all that I have guaranteed that I'm picking up this week. But there are a lot of other great titles coming out this week. So some that I do want to point out, as always, King in Black is going on. It's a big deal. I'm picking up the main series. I'm not picking up the tie-ins. I am kind of checking them out, kind of checking the synopsis of them out to see if there's any major content that I need. And so far there hasn't been. But we have the next Venom issue number 33, as well as Venom versus Carnage number 2 that'll be out this week. We have Return of the Valkyries number 2 and King in Black Marauders one shot. They might do another one, but that's just King in Black Marauders 1. And then we also have King in Black, the Black Knight number 1. We see that Avengers number 42 will be coming out. And also for the Star Wars fans, we have Star Wars The High Republic issue number 2 from Marvel. That first one was a huge spec book. People were buying it everywhere. Some of them are going for a lot of money now. But from IDW this week, we also have Star Wars The High Republic Adventures number 1. So we're seeing cross-publisher participation here. So don't miss out on that. That is by far not everything that's coming out. There's a lot of other good books coming out this week, a lot of indie titles. So be sure when you go to your LCS, double check those shelves. You don't want to miss out on something. And I do, as always, want to give a big thank you to Paul and Donna at the Augusta Book Exchange. They are the keepers of my comics. They're the guardians of my pool box. They always make sure everything that I'm looking for is right there waiting for me safe in my subscription box when I get there. They're awesome. You can find them on Facebook. And doing something new, I've collabed with another fellow YouTuber, the Comic Vet. And if you want to know what my hot pick for the week is going to be for this week, you can head over to his channel, give him a subscribe, and me and him, I will have a video posting. I think this week it might be dropping today, Saturday. But moving forward, I do believe that we're going to probably be having that one post every Sunday. But you can check out the new Comic Book Day list with me, and then you can head right on over to the Comic Vet's channel and see what his top pick for the week is going to be, as well as mine and why. There'll be different reasons why we pick what we pick. It could be for spec reason, cover buy reasons, straight story content reasons. Just depends on what's coming out. So be sure to go over to the Comic Vet, give him a subscribe, let him know that we are Legion, and look forward to checking out what our top picks are going to be. So thank you, everybody, for watching. Again, as a reminder, hit that like button on the way out. Go ahead and subscribe. You don't want to miss out on the giveaway coming up. And so that you don't miss it after you subscribe, hit that notification bell. I appreciate everybody supporting. And as always, I'm Mark, but we are Legion.